I wanted to talk to you about a topic that is just starting to gain some traction in the research community: asexuality. People who identify as asexual may refer to themselves as ace. A simplistic definition of asexuality is that it is a lack of persistent sexual attraction. And it's a continuum. Not everyone who is asexual experiences asexuality in the same way. So, for instance, you may have someone who identifies as demisexual, meaning that they have to have an emotional connection to someone to feel sexual attraction. In the media, asexuality has limited representation, and one of the best examples I can think of is Todd Chavez from BoJack Horseman. So it's about halfway through the series that Todd comes out as Ace, but previous seasons allude to it since Todd isn't depicted as being interested in exploring sex. In later seasons, the show explores how Todd navigates dating as an ace individual. If you haven't watched the series, it's a very interesting show that navigates a lot of difficult topics and has a lot of themes that may be particularly interesting to psychology students. Asexual people can still have sexual responses and engage in sexual behaviors. They may have sex with others, masturbate, and have sexual fantasies. When it comes to prevalence of asexuality, it's estimated that about 1% of the population is asexual. However, it's hard to capture the true number because of varying types of asexuality, how people are defining asexual, or even the fact that some asexual people have never even heard of this term before, and therefore might not identify themselves as asexual. Asexuality is not a sexual dysfunction or impairment. A study conducted by Skorska in 2022 looked at the sexual arousal patterns of asexual men. The results showed that compared to allosexual men, meaning men who have sexual interest, asexual men tended to have lower arousal when looking at erotic films. However, when thinking about their preferred fantasy, they had similar levels of arousal. So from this study, we can draw the conclusion that asexual men have the capacity to have similar sexual responses to those who don't identify as asexual. This shows that they don't have genital impairment. Some people who are asexual may experience some sexual aversion, but this isn't true of all asexual people. They may feel neutral towards sex or may view themselves as sex positive. They might believe that sex is good and that it can be enjoyable for them, but they still lack interest. It's a misconception that all asexual people are completely averse towards sex. I also found this great graphic from the Trevor Project, so I just want to highlight some of the things that asexuality isn't. Someone is not asexual just because they're celibate, either because they were in a bad relationship and want to take a break from sex, for religious reasons, or for any reason that they have for being celibate, unless that reason is that they genuinely are not interested in sex and have persistently been uninterested in sex. People who have low libido are not automatically asexual. Those who have a fear of intimacy also aren't automatically asexual. And of course, those who are single or can't find a partner to have sex with may not be asexual. I also really love the right side of this graphic. I think asexual and aromantic people, meaning people who persistently lack romantic attraction to others, are often viewed as lonely. However, ace and aro people can still have meaningful friendships and feel connection to others. Ace individuals absolutely can fall in love, have sexual experiences, and be of any background, and can have spouses and children.